What's going on, friends? Stock Harley-Davidsons absolutely suck. They really do. That is not just something that a lot of companies will say to try to get you to buy their parts, but in reality, a stock Harley-Davidson is honestly less than desirable from where you would like to be. And no, it's not about power. No, it's not about a bunch of fancy accessories. It's just literally the way they are. But as you all know, there's many ways that you can change that, but there are a lot of reasons why you want to change that. When a Harley-Davidson or any motorcycle or car comes out of the factory, and it's not literally just not Harley-Davidson itself, they are not optimized to what they literally should be. Yes, I know that is a sad fact that you buy something brand new and it is not exactly what it should be. Because if it came out of the factory the way it should be, the aftermarket literally would not exist. We love the aftermarket because they are able to do things that the OEMs are not able to do. And nothing is more true than when it comes to Harley-Davidson. Our aftermarket for Harley-Davidson is our absolute best friend. Now, your stock Harley-Davidson, it really does suck. You just don't know it yet. Or you might know it because you've had other Harley-Davidsons and you know what it needs to be and where you need to get your current stock motorcycle. Guys, please don't forget, if you enjoyed today's video, don't forget to hit that like button and consider subscribing to the channel if you haven't done so already. Now, I get it, having a modified motorcycle in any way is not for everybody, even with a Harley-Davidson. But when it comes to Harley-Davidson, as I mentioned, they don't come out of the factory fully optimized to where they need to be. They are really cookie cutter, straight out of the factory. This is the way we need to build them to satisfy all the requirements and make enough people happy with their ass in the seat. I hate to say that, but that is the God's honest truth when it comes to a stock Harley-Davidson. Now, I don't say a stock Harley-Davidson sucks in the matter that it's quiet or that there's anything wrong with the fit and finish or there's something wrong with the air cleaner on the bike. And we're going to get to these things here in a minute, but what I'm getting at is the rideability of the motorcycles. Yes, they run down the road, they drive fine, they feel good, but the thing is that you don't know what you're missing unless you reach out to the aftermarket. And none of that is more true than in the rideability of the motorcycles when it comes to power delivery and throttle response. Harley-Davidson motorcycles right out of the factory, aside from the reliability of the Evo, I would argue that they are better than they've absolutely ever been. The power package in the engines, the suspension on the motorcycles, the seats, the grips, everything about the bikes is light years ahead of what it used to be years ago. But it is still down to the fact now that yes, the bikes are really smooth, yes, they feel really good, but the first thing that everybody reaches for on a stock Harley-Davidson when they start to build them up a little bit and accessorizing them is everybody wants to go for a set of slip-on exhaust first and get a little noise out of the motorcycle. But that is the wrong place to start. I get everybody wants to do that, and not everybody's able to go out and do everything all at one time. So we got to break it down into little bite-sized pieces to get our bikes to where we want them to be. But where you should be reaching for the first thing on your Harley-Davidson is not to the slip-on exhaust, especially if you're doing one thing at a time. The absolute first thing I would do would be get yourself a flash tuner. I don't care if it's a Dynojet PowerVision or if it's a Fuel Pack 4. Any one of those is the place to start when it comes to your Harley-Davidson motorcycle. You want to flash that tune on there, even an improved stock tune. This is going to unlock a lot of power, even out of your bone stock motorcycle. I say a lot of power, but it's going to be smoother, it's going to run cooler. Everything about the motorcycle is going to be better in every way as far as rideability. Because, in my opinion, even the CAN maps from these flash tuners, these are leaps and bounds ahead of the factory tune in every way possible. Your throttle response, just the overall feel of how the bike running down the road is. You will notice that you are having to put less throttle input to get more power or the same amount of power, or even maintain the same speeds down the road than you would have had with your stock tune. Now, of course, that is my major point when it comes to a stock Harley-Davidson, is getting it tuned. The worst thing about a stock Harley-Davidson has always been the factory tuning on these motorcycles. The throttle is laggy, especially now that everything's pretty much throttle by wire. You will notice that throttle lag, and yeah, they do run lean. That's just the way it is these days, but it's not as bad as it used to be when they were making the Evolution motor, the twin cam motor, run super lean. The Milwaukee 8s do a lot better with that. The fueling on those bikes is a lot better, and those motors handle that lean condition a lot better than the twin cam and the Evolution Sportster did. Now, obviously, I know that the best thing that you could possibly do is go get it on a dyno, but not everybody has the money, the time, or the access to go to a dyno. That's why I say for the average rider on the street, Flash Tuner is going to be the way to go, and that is the first thing you should go to when you start upgrading your motorcycle. Now, once you flash even improved stock tune onto your bone stock motorcycle, you will notice a night and day difference right there. And this allows you that flexibility that when you do want to do a slip-on exhaust or even a full exhaust system on the bike, of course you want to go ahead and do an air cleaner too, but you don't have to do it all at once. You can put the exhaust system on it, and then there will be a tune available for that setup right there. So that way you're not leaning the bike out even more. You've already got your foundation built with the tuner, and then you put that stock exhaust system on there, you can flash a map for that. Even though it says high flow air cleaner, if you got the stock air cleaner, that's still okay. It may just run a little rich, which isn't a bad thing in all reality, but you'll gain power out of this as well. A lot more power than you would of just slapping that exhaust system on there. But the thing is that you've already had the tuner, you were able to enjoy the power, the added power and benefits of that tuner while you waited to get your exhaust system. Then you get your exhaust system in there, then you get the sound, and then later on you can go ahead and put your air cleaner on the bike. And as I've mentioned many times with these canned tunes, a lot of them actually have tunes in there for a lot of the most popular cams out there, mainly being S&S, and of course the Vance and Hines, they have their own cams. But a lot of times you are able to match a cam to what's already in that tuner's library from the manufacturer of the tuner, whether it be Dynojet or whether it be Vance and Hines. And the same is true for a lot of the older motorcycles with carburetors. If you want to get a jet kit or just go out and buy you a series of jets and play around with it a little bit and get the bike dialed in, you'll notice one heck of a difference on there. But at this point, I feel like most carbureted bikes by now have already had a set of pipes and have been basically already had a jet kit in them, and they've been tuned for what they're running, hopefully. If not, you're just doing a little cleanup work, and that's not really a big deal when it comes to a carbureted motorcycle. But even back in the days of the carburetor, those bikes stock still really sucked, and it wasn't just because they had the mufflers on them and they were quiet. It was literally just the fueling situation on those bikes and the timing, the way they were set up from the factory. They were almost unrideable back in the day. Now, granted, with the advent of fuel injection coming into the Harley-Davidson, that's changed a lot over the years, and it's not nearly as bad as it used to be. But at the end of the day, the stock bikes still suck, and there's nothing wrong with riding a stock Harley-Davidson if you like it more stock. But the thing is that if you've never had even a canned tune on the motorcycle, you really don't know what you're missing out. And when you get your motorcycle tuned, even just flash with one of those canned tunes, you're going to be like, man, why didn't I do this a long time ago? Like, I should have done this when I first got the bike. Why did I wait so long? But guys, let me know your thoughts and opinions down in the comments. Do you think stock Harley-Davidsons suck? Even if you put a set of slip-ons on them and get some sound out of them, do they still suck? Or are you perfectly good with riding a bone stock Harley-Davidson with just a set of slip-ons on it and maybe no tune for a little added power and cooler running? Let me know your thoughts down in the comments, guys. I'm really curious to hear what you got to say on this one. But anyhow, guys, that's all I've got for you this week. If you enjoyed today's video, please don't forget to hit that like button and consider subscribing to the channel if you haven't done so already. But till next week, guys, you stay safe on the streets, ride smart, dodge those cars. I'll catch you guys back here next week with a brand new video. Thanks for watching.